Addiction is a complex, multifaceted issue that can often stem from deep-seated trauma. While addiction is commonly viewed through the lens of mental health or behavioral patterns, research and clinical experience increasingly point to trauma, whether physical, emotional, or psychological, as a significant root cause. Overcoming addiction is not simply about breaking the cycle of substance use or compulsive behavior. It's about healing the underlying wounds that led to these coping mechanisms in the first place. A growing body of research in the fields of both addiction treatment and physical therapy emphasizes a crucial connection: the body keeps score. This means that unresolved trauma, whether it's past abuse, an accident or injury, or emotional wound, often manifests as physical limitations or ailments. Physical therapists, particularly those trained in somatic practices, suggest that many physical issues, such as chronic pain, tension, or movement restrictions, can be traced back to unhealed emotional or psychological trauma that is stored in the body. The mind and body are not separate entities, and in many cases, trauma can live in the body, influencing behaviors, including those associated with addiction. When discussing addiction, it's important to recognize that it often serves as a coping mechanism for deeper emotional pain. The addiction is not the problem. It's a symptom of something much deeper. For instance, someone who suffered childhood abuse or neglect might use substances to numb the emotional pain that stems from these early adverse experiences. However, addiction rarely solves the issue, it just compounds it. The person may find temporary relief by escaping the pain, but the unresolved trauma remains, sometimes escalating the issue by creating another painful problem and often manifesting in physical symptoms. The work of Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, a leading expert on trauma, highlights the idea that trauma is not just a mental or emotional experience, but something that impacts the entire body. In his book, The Body Keeps the Score, he explains how traumatic experiences can become trapped in the body, influencing a person's emotional state, cognitive processes, and even their physical health. This trauma can prevent individuals from accessing the resources they need to heal, leading to maladaptive behaviors, including addiction. Addiction often serves as a form of self-medication. For example, someone with unresolved emotional wounds may turn to alcohol, drugs, or other compulsive behaviors as a way of managing the pain. These substances may offer temporary relief, but they don't address the root cause, the trauma. Over time, the need for more of the substance increases, and the cycle of addiction becomes self-perpetuating. When trauma is not addressed, the cycle of addiction is almost guaranteed to continue, as the individual is constantly trying to escape or numb the pain. This is why traditional addiction treatments that focus solely on behavior change often fail to bring lasting results. If the trauma isn't dealt with, the person will continue to struggle with cravings, triggers, and relapse. Therefore, it's crucial to address trauma alongside addiction recovery in order to achieve lasting healing. Addiction often develops as a response to trauma, serving as a coping mechanism to manage emotional pain, stress, or unresolved memories. Common examples include childhood abuse leading to substance use or eating disorders as a means to numb shame or fear, neglect or abandonment resulting in alcoholism, drug addiction, or workaholism to fill emotional emptiness, grief or loss driving opioid addiction or overeating to escape sorrow, combat trauma or PTSD causing prescription drug or alcohol abuse as self-medication, domestic violence creating feelings of powerlessness and leading to addiction as a coping mechanism, sexual assault triggering substance abuse or compulsive sexual behavior to dissociate from pain, chronic illness leading to opioid dependency or other addictions to manage physical and emotional distress, bullying or social rejection resulting in social media addiction, eating disorders, or substance use to cope with unworthiness, natural disasters or accidents causing PTSD and leading to compulsive behaviors or prescription drug abuse, emotional abuse leading to substance abuse or self-harm to regain a sense of control or escape emotional turmoil. In each of these examples, addiction is often a way to avoid, numb, or escape from the emotional pain caused by trauma. The cycle of addiction is reinforced because the trauma remains unresolved, and the substance or behavior temporarily relieves the distress but doesn't address the core issues. To effectively break the cycle of addiction, it's crucial to confront and heal the underlying trauma. Therapy, support groups, trauma-informed care, and holistic practices like mindfulness, yoga, genetic recoding, and body work can help individuals process their pain and begin to heal on both an emotional and physical level. Compulsions, whether related to eating, gambling, shopping, or even electronics, can also be influenced by epigenetic factors. Compulsive behaviors often serve as a coping mechanism for underlying emotional pain, stress, or unresolved trauma. Epigenetic mechanisms may help explain why some individuals are more prone to developing these behaviors and why they may be particularly difficult to break once they've taken root. Epigenetic changes related to stress response genes, such as those regulating cortisol, can make individuals more prone to anxiety, stress, and compulsive behaviors. Chronic stress or unresolved trauma can lead to lasting epigenetic changes that affect how a person's brain responds to stress in the future. The prefrontal cortex, which regulates impulses and decision-making, can also be affected, making it harder to resist addictive urges. Trauma can leave lasting marks on genes, particularly those regulating the body's stress response. Early life trauma, such as abuse or neglect, can lead to changes in how the body reacts to stress, increasing vulnerability to anxiety, emotional dysregulation, and addiction. Transgenerational trauma can also occur, with descendants of trauma survivors inheriting heightened stress sensitivity through epigenetic changes. Dopamine and reward pathways may be altered, increasing the need for more stimulation to feel pleasure, further reinforcing addiction. The good news is that while epigenetic changes can have lasting effects, they are not permanent. Environmental and lifestyle choices can modify these patterns. Trauma-informed therapy, such as EMDR, somatic experiencing, or mindfulness-based approaches, can help rewire the brain and shift gene expression linked to addictive behaviors. Nutrition, exercise, and stress reduction practices can also help reverse maladaptive epigenetic patterns and promote healing. To effectively address addiction, the healing process must be multifaceted, involving both mental and physical recovery. Trauma recovery and addiction treatment need to work hand in hand, acknowledging the deep connections between the mind and the body. Somatic therapy and bodywork can help release stored trauma in the body, reconnecting mind and body, and allowing for emotional release. Trauma-informed therapy, including genetic recoding, EMDR, and reframing techniques, can help process and neutralize the emotional charge of past events. Mindfulness and meditation build resilience by helping individuals sit with their emotions without judgment, reducing the need to escape them. Genetic recoding integrates holistic and evidence-based psychotherapies to address deeply rooted patterns inherited through family and generational conditioning. Psychodynamic and holistic psychotherapies enhance self-awareness, bring unconscious conflicts to light, and support healing through balance, mindfulness, and self-compassion. Trauma recovery also involves rebuilding relationships and community. Support groups and trauma-informed peer counseling provide validation, belonging, and safety, key components in healing from both trauma and addiction. True recovery must address both mind and body. When trauma is healed, addiction recovery becomes more than just abstinence, it becomes transformation. By working through the emotional wounds that fuel addiction, individuals can reclaim their power, purpose, and peace. Healing the body and mind together creates lasting change, not only freeing individuals from addiction, but also from the trauma that caused it. Overcoming addiction is not about willpower alone. It's about healing the deeper pain beneath it. By understanding the mind-body connection and taking a trauma-informed holistic approach, individuals can finally break free from the cycles of addiction and step into true liberation. These healing techniques are outlined in our Genetic Recoding and Panacea system. Explore our programs, continuing education, and professional development. Start your transformation and receive a free belief recoding ebook at holisticschool.online.